had to do that, and that was us at one time. But the Lord put the Spirit on us to accept that gift, and we hold that. We dug a place under the earth, and we keeping that gift. You ain't taking it, Lord willing. But these people don't want that. They want to be niggas, coons, spits. They want to be that. I remember when we was over there. I'm gonna get back to you in a second. We was back over at that spot. It was remember that night everybody was coming against us. It was a cracker sitting on top of the dumpster. He kept calling us nigger, as if we was gonna get upset and cause a riot. That's over with, man. Ain't nobody worried about being called a nigger no more, especially by crackers. That shit is over.
Because, and for us, why are we gonna get mad? We already know what you're about. Why get upset? We here to endure through this whole thing. In fact, now I'm going to get from chapter 4, verse 25 for me. We here, we gonna play this thing out, man. We already know you hate us. We're not trying to hold hands with you. We don't like your ass either.
But you know what? At least we know the truth as to why we hate you. You know, when I was young, I used to walk around, it's like, man, I just didn't like white people. I didn't express it, I didn't do anything, but I just didn't. You didn't really understand how you could just not like somebody and you don't even know them. So you fighting through the whole thing, but it shows in the natural world, like you go in the high school and you go in the lunchroom. Niggas sit together, Mexican kind of sit with the niggas, and then you got everybody else. You know what I mean?
And it has always been like that, bro.
It's always been like that.
Ain't nothing changed about that, and that's the thing. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans can't get through your damn head.
Watch your back.
You're not gonna get it through your head. The Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, is gonna have to beat it in your head with nuclear fire. That's a damn shame. But the Lord does what He does. Now you get mad at me for saying things like, your children are going to be dashed against the stones. But at the same time, you got a Bible in your house that says that same exact thing. So why are you so upset with me because I'm saying what you saying that y'all believe in?
Exactly. And then what kills me, all of you think, oh, God is about love. But you won't read that in the scriptures that the Most High is also about war.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the histories in the Bible. There's wars constantly. Wars with sometimes Israel lost. A lot of times Israel lost. A lot of times we won. Guess who orchestrated that? All right, it's the Most High.
That's right.
All right, the 3 world wars, coincidentally, that are in the Bible. 1, 2, and the one that we're leading into the climax of World War III. Guess what that's at? In the Bible.
Right? And that is playing out right now. Which, once again, I'll just keep thinking of John 3:12.
You got a question? You got a question?
Yeah, I guess so.
Y'all don't mind me.
No, that's fine, bro.
I saw 12 tribes of Israel. Are you guys with that group called the 12 tribes?
Well,
or
it's
you
not
with
a group.
different church?
It's not a group the same way. What do you call yourself? White or?
Well, I call myself Presbyterian.
Oh,
Outside of that's a religion. Like what? As a person, what do you call yourself?
Ryan.
No, okay. Let me be more clear. Your nationality, brother.
Your nationality.
Yeah, probably American would be my nationality.
That's not where
yeah, that's a nation. That's the nation.
Are you white, Caucasian? Are you?
Oh yeah, I'm white.
Okay. The same way you say that you're white, the truth of the matter is, in the Bible, it's a list of nations, right? Are you a Christian because you said you were Presbyterian?
Yeah.
Right? Jacob and Esau, you know that story? Do you know the whole breakdown, or you just know it? You just think it was just 2 people, just like a fairy tale story, right?
No, I'm familiar. Esau became the father of the Edomite people, and Jacob became the father of his 12 sons,
tribes,
each of whom had some tribes for a while until during the time of the Judges.
Speak up a little bit, I can't.
During the time of the Judges, the 12 tribes they started killing each other, quite frankly. And then we had the monarchist period, and so there were really 2 kingdoms, not 12. And
well, you have the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, but it's still 12 tribes. It doesn't really change it because there's northern and southern.
Well, they're deeply intermarried by the time we've got a northern and southern kingdom. But it doesn't matter. The northern kingdom is basically Ephraim, the southern kingdom is basically Judah, and all the other tribes.
That's not basically. That's the truth of it. That's the truth of it. That's the basic truth of it. But we are not Native, or we're not Native American. We're not black people. Everybody is a list in the Bible. Everybody's nationality comes from the Bible.
Well,
the
yeah,
so-called black man is listed on this sign. The so-called Mexican, Native American, that's who we are. We're not. It's not like a organization that if you got out of the organization, I would no longer be of the tribe of Judah. It's not like that. You are Judah. Go ahead.
God. So basically, what this brother is saying, we clearly can prove that according to the Bible of who we are. Are you aware, you said, like you say, you're a Presbyterian, are you aware of the curses that was put on Israel according to Deuteronomy chapter 28?
I have not memorized Deuteronomy chapter 28.
Okay, well, brother, why don't you go ahead and get that for me real quick?
I memorized chapter 23, but I don't suppose that'd be much help to you.
Because we're not
That's all about eunuchs.
One, we're not out here talking as if we converted according to a religion. This has nothing to do with a religion. This Bible is about our history and our heritage.
Yeah.
This talks about nothing but Israel.
So do you believe that your father's 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 father
Yes, that's right.
was one of these? He wasn't descended from, say, one of Noah's other sons or somebody other than Abraham?
Yeah, we have faith. We have faith, according to the scriptures, that our descendants or our ancestors come from these people.
Okay,
And that's the same thing as
you're
saying
Jewish.
we believe. No, there's no ish. You're a Jew.
No, look, Jewish. You're
vary.
talking about the people who live over in Israel today. Now, the word Jewish,
No, I'm
that's
talking about
only
being a son of Abraham.
Okay, well, we're not Jewish. The word ish means pertaining to or to be like a Jew.
In
Those people
some cases,
live.
not in this situation.
Okay, well, once again,
Yeah.
that's
Do
your.
you know where can I say?
Go ahead,
Do you know
bro.
where those people got their religion from?
Where Jewish people got their religion from?
What is it? Do you know where they got their religion? Why? Do you know why is it that they're in that land right now and the whole world believes that they're Jews? That they are Jews.
Oh yeah, because after World War II, we basically picked the Palestinians out and said,
Balfour, that was World War I, right?
no, that was after World War II.
Right. No,
Well, you're right in that sense, but the Balfour Agreement giving them the right to go there was after World War I. Well, let me read something for you real quick.
Sure.
As speaking, because he's talking about those people that are saying that they're Jews, but they're really not, which is what we're trying to tell you. Revelation 2:9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not.
well, so what the Bible is saying is you have a group of people who are saying and believe that they are the Jews of the Bible, but in fact aren't the Jews of the Bible. Really, they're imposters.
The Ashkenazi Jews are not descended from Abraham.
Well, Ashkenaz was a descendant of Japheth.
So just the fact that you say Ashkenazi Jew, then that already takes them
Who
out
is
of the
Sephar a
equation.
descendant of for the Sephardic Jews? Sephar?
It's the same thing. If you're a Jew, you're not Ashkenazi, you're not Sephardic, you're a Jew. Period. Point.
Come from Judah. Jew is really a short way. How they we're under captivity in Babylon.
So you believe you're descended from Judah, because
Like
Judah
I said
here,
earlier.
Negroes here.
Well, I really believe I'm of Gad.
You believe you're specifically of Gad?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like I said before, it's a faith. I don't know 100% that I come from this, but I believe
But that's what he's saying.
according to the prophecy. Yeah, that's what I believe.
So do you guys have a name for your particular
The 12 tribes
expression of religion? You got
It's not a religion. It's just easy, like he
And see
said.
that, like I explained to you.
Yeah.
This book
Yeah.
has nothing to do with religion as people have been taught throughout history and time. This book has to do with the history and heritage of Israel. Nothing else. You know, like a lot of people believe that God is here for everybody. God sent Jesus down here to die for everyone. Go ahead, you want to read it for me?
I don't think to read it.
We're getting
okay.
Deuteronomy. Oh no, we're not doing Deuteronomy.
No.
What do we got now?
We're going to get into it.
There was made a statement. Arthur Coase, however you want to say it. book is
I don't
called
know him.
13th Tribe.
Awesome.
The author
Yeah.
is actually a so-called Jew. Say so-called Jew
Right.
to refer to
He
Jewish.
identifies himself as
Right,
a Jew, but
right.
he's not
Now,
literally descended
when
from
he-
dad the way you are.
When he chronicled in this book, it's pretty much the history of how those people in that land came to take on that religion, why they came to take on it, why they're known as the so-called Jews today, and really the fact that it's a fallacy because they don't have. Well, I'm just gonna read it. I'm just gonna read it. It'll do better. This is page 224. You can find this book on Amazon or whatever.
Yeah.
If you want to read it on your own. It says here, the Jews who inhabit it, it's talking about the land, regardless of their conquered origins or checkered origins, possess the essential requirements of a nation, a country of their own, a common language, government, and army. The Jews of the diaspora, stop there. Diaspora
Yeah,
in
Babylonian exile.
Latin or Greek, I can't remember. I think Greek. It means dispersed, all right? Which according to James 1 and 1, then we'll read this. I got you. James 1 verse 1 to explain who.
James 1 and 1. James, a servant of the Most High, and Lord Jesus Christ, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting.
Right, that means it might be one in 1 Peter as well, 1 Peter 1 and 1. But it shows there in the New Testament that James, amongst all those other letters in the New Testament, they were writing to the 12 tribes which were scattered. Because a lot of people like to say, well, after the Old Testament was dealing with the 12 tribes, the law, and then when the New Testament came along, everybody can be included, and so on and so forth. Really, that's not the case when you read the Bible.
Really? So can I be included?
It depends. If you on your father's side go back to any one of these tribes,
On my father's side, not my mother's side?
because it's the same. You carry the seed.
Carry the seeds.
You are what
So
your
it's not
father is.
matriarchal.
No.
Okay.
Go ahead. And it's according to the Bible. Go ahead.
Well,
James
my
1 and
father's-
2. My
No, no,
brethren.
Read First
Oh,
Peter
sorry.
1 and 1. See if
Yeah, no,
got
I
you.
know this. It's to God's people of the diaspora.
This is
The same Greek word.
First Peter, chapter 1, verse 1. Peter, an apostle of Jesus Christ, to the strangers scattered throughout Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, Asia, and Bithynia.
never
Yeah,
mind.
it's that word scattered you're looking at.
Right. No, it's a different scripture I was trying to find.
Okay.
Wait, let's start.
So anyway,
no,
Irish.
don't worry about
I'm
it.
from County Galway, Ireland. That's where my like great grandfather's from.
Ireland.
Ireland.
There is a chance that you might be an Israelite. Based upon research, we have a book on it too, but research, these people,
Yeah.
particularly dark nations, used to really inhabit that land a long time ago.
Scotland.
Parts of Scotland, parts of England. We actually ruled that area.
Throughout Europe.
Yeah.
They call it
Germany.
the Dark Ages. Pretty
That's
sure.
That's
People
funny.
in nature don't know color.
I'll get it, bro.
Get it. Just see it, so you can see the book for yourself. I mean, it might sound funny, but it's the truth.
So 12 tribes of Israel. Because there's another group I'm familiar with. 12 tribes of Israel. A bunch of white people. And they're particularly in the south, they're called Benjamin, and they live communally, and they farm together, and they don't wear these robes.
What are they? What's the word?
No, he says you said they're white people, right?
They're mostly, I mean, anybody can join, but they're not as big into the heritage as y'all.
Yeah, it's just
a
another,
different group that claim the
another
name.
sect saying the same old thing, right?
Yeah.
Because you do have a group of people who call themselves the Anglo-Saxon, something like that. I can't remember
That's
what the exact
funny.
word is, but they
Do you guys have like a worship place?
right here?
This is the worship. Oh,
Never mind. Go ahead. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, it's right. This is our worship place, right here. You still got that book?
Yeah, I got
I'm gonna
the
finish
book.
reading this. 'Cause I want to finish that.
Yeah.
That for the diaspora.
sure.
Where I leave off. It says here, the Jews of the diaspora have none of the requirements of nationhood. What sets them apart as a special category from the Gentiles amidst whom they live as their declared religion, whether they practice it or not. Here lies the basic difference between Israelis and the Jews of the diaspora. The former have acquired a national identity. The latter are labeled as Jews only by their religion, not by their nationality, not by their race. So what it's saying is one sect does not actually trace their lineage back to Judah by nationality. The other which is the people in the land right now, merely have that title because of their religion. What they call it Judaism. In the beginning of this book, what it lists is, you had this guy back in history, I believe it's 700 BC, AD, and his name was Kagan Bullock. What this guy did was, his people, which were mainly Caucasians at the time, they lived in the Caucasus Mountains in Georgia, Russia. What he did was, he was looking around all the different world religions. He looked at Islam, he looked at Christianity, he looked at the Bible, and what he noticed is that the laws, statutes, and commandments in this Bible, which really teach our people to remain clean and separate, he noticed that how those people were living will be able to benefit his people because they were living in such a low state. Therefore, he took on their customs and made them a religion. That's how throughout history they became to be known as the world refers to as Judea.
Or Israelis.
They
don't call themselves Israelites.
Right.
They call themselves Israelis. And just like what this brother was bringing up, it's French, Dutch, Belgian families, and names of Negroes. These are coats of arms.
Yeah, with black faces on it.
With the black faces on it.
Yeah.
And what's this? You got French, Italian, Spanish, Polish. See, these are the terms that, like the brother said, during the Dark Ages, we were ruling up there until the time of the bubonic plague, pneumonic plague. It was like the late 1300s.
Yeah.
And then you got the Renaissance that kicked in into the late 1300s, all the way up to the time of 1492, where the transatlantic slave trade kicked in. Because a lot of our people been taught here in America that the first so-called Negro slaves came out of Africa, when that's not true. They actually came out of Portugal and Spain. They were known as the Moors. And how do you think Christopher Columbus, whom they call Christopher Columbus, were able to communicate with those people in the West Indian Islands?
Yeah.
See, the Bible also teaches that the people who were living over in the West Indian Islands and here in America, the so-called Native Americans, and who you call the Puerto Ricans and all that stuff, they all spoke Hebrew.
The Bible
broken dialects. They still had remnants of their old language.
Yes, and there's proof of that.
Hebrew is just about the oldest language known to man that we still have any kind of understanding of. So it makes sense that other languages would have little bits of it.
Well, other nations weren't speaking that per se though. They're speaking their own whatever languages you want to call it.
Yeah. I mean, language is always evolving, and so everything is, the English we speak today isn't the same as the English people spoke even 20 years ago.
It's not the same they speak in Great Britain right now.
Exactly.
But the point of what he's saying is, when Columbus came here, they brought a Hebrew interpreter because the people that were
Portugal and Spain
were speaking that specific language, which is the language of these people on the sign. Now, he's not talking in the broad sense, everybody did have some sort of form of the knowledge of Paleo-Hebrew, which that's true, but to hone in on what we're talking about, what the brother's talking about, it's a specific reason as to why he brought it up. The people that were here, they were speaking that language.
And he trusted, according to the Bible, he'd be able to talk to them.
He brought Hebrew interpreters, and that's a great signification. That should tell you something. That should open your mind to just a complete different world of information.
That's right, because they have certain things like the Los Lunas stones in New Mexico. It has ancient Paleo-Hebrew writings in that. Not only that, you had Glenn Beck on Fox News. That was a while back. That's why his ass got fired, because he exposed some of the ancient Hebrew writings they found up in Ohio. And right after that, he wasn't on Fox News anymore.
Funny that.
And even on a more simpler note, why would they, if people are already here, why would they say they found this place? Right? One reason mainly is because they looked at those people as savage, beasts, and they're not really people, right? But they were. They had a civilized language, just like the brother was telling you.
That's right. They knew how to take care of themselves on a medical level. When a lot of these so-called discoverers came over here, they were sick.
Right.
they were actually eating each other. That stuff they don't really teach that in history, so to
Actually, they
speak.
do teach that.
They do?
I took a history course. in
Oh,
college.
okay, yeah, I stand
That was
corrected.
one of the main things that they talked about.
I stand
That's
corrected
concerning
on that.
When the settlers were here, that first winter, they had no provisions. They couldn't